It is almost 6 o'clock of the 26th of December. Is this inverted? I don't know if this is inverted or not. It's the 26th of December, the day after Christmas, of course. And even though I uploaded around 2 weeks ago, I myself haven't recorded a new video in 3 months. I'm chilling. I was sick last week. That's why I have a little bit of a cough, but I'm getting over it. I'm pretty much done being sick. It's just the cough part I gotta get out the way. You know when you're sick. I don't know if this happens to everyone when you're sick and you're done being sick, but you still have a little bit of a cough. Bro, come on. 2025. Another year in the books. I'm gonna come right out and say that this year did not go how I wanted it to go. I wouldn't call it a good or bad year though. Actually, maybe I'd call it good, but I wouldn't call it great, and I would never call it bad. I just didn't achieve as much as I wanted to in certain fields, as in this. You know, I started off the year making videos, I don't even know if I would say consistently, because I had no idea what I was doing, so it took me a very long time to edit like one video. But even though I had no idea what I was doing, I was still doing it. And I really want to put an emphasis on not knowing what I was doing, because like my first 3 videos, if you go back to those were uploaded at the beginning of January, but now it's at the end because I had to re-upload them like 2 or 3 times maybe. I don't even remember how many times I re-edited those videos. And then once I got those videos to where I wanted them to be, I finally started my first playthrough, which was Batman the Telltale series. And I finished it in 2 weeks. Keep in mind, only 5 parts, only 5 episodes, but 2 weeks is like, that sounds so crazy looking back. But a few days after we completed that first season, I played another episode of Fears to Fathom. And then a week later started the second season of Batman the Telltale series, which was The Enemy Within. And that's when I started to slow down just a little bit with the uploads. But I still ended up finishing that playthrough in a little under 3 weeks, I think. But after that, I disappeared for a month. Came back with a Marvel Spider-Man on the PlayStation, and then I decided I wanted to alternate between Spider-Man and The Walking Dead because I just wanted to play The Walking Dead really bad. But I stayed consistent playing both those games at the same time. But let me tell you, I don't think I'm ever doing that again. 2 playthroughs at the same time it's not the worst thing in the world, but I'd just rather focus on one game. But I was just feeling impatient, so I just did it at the same time. I don't know, it was kind of a bad decision on my part. But yeah, I finished that first season of The Walking Dead, and then I kind of just wanted to refresh my content. Like, I didn't want to continue playing Spider-Man. And it's nothing against Spider-Man. It's really fun, and I liked making the videos and all the editing and stuff. But I just feel like there'll be a better time to play that game, and that's when I'll pick it back up. But yeah, I wanted to refresh, so that's when I uploaded Hi, I'm Still Quentin, where I absolutely lied about how consistent I was going to be moving forward. You know, at the time I believed everything I was saying, but come on. I then played another episode of Fears to Fathom about 10 days later, and then I played Parasocial a month later, and then I started Batman Arkham Asylum 2 months later, and at that point I was just completely finished. It was over. It was over. There wasn't no consistency. It was just, yo, I show up when I can at that point. Like, even just to get part 2 of Arkham Asylum out, it took me 2 weeks, and then to get part 3 out, it took me 3 months. And here we are at the end of 2025, and I've uploaded, not counting this video, I've uploaded 30 videos throughout the full year, which is kind of a lot more than I would have thought because of how inconsistent I've been to end the year, because it just feels so crazy to think that at one point I was consistent. But you know, I gotta do better for sure. You know, I love making videos. I love everything about it. I love recording them. I love editing them. I love learning new things about editing and recording and all that. With the thumbnail process, I like making thumbnails, but the only thing I don't like about the thumbnails is having to meticulously cut myself out. I'm gonna have to find a way to get past that, because that takes so much time that I don't think I need to spend. I'm gonna find a way to get past that, but everything else about the video creation process I love doing. But life things have taken so much of my attention away from making videos lately. And I use the word attention instead of time because I've had plenty of time to make videos, but once you're so far out of it, it's hard to come back in and put it into your routine again. And that's just what happened. It fell out of my routine and I never made the effort to add it back in. And going into 2026, I want to do better, and I will do better, but I'm not going to sit around and make promises like I have 100 other times. I'd rather just let the work speak for itself. Now, I will say I do have some stuff to get done at the beginning of January. So at the very least, the first half of January, I'm not going to be uploading or making any videos. But after all that's out the way, I'm back. With all that being said, if you supported my videos in any way this year, I really, really, really appreciate it. And you can expect so much more from me moving forward. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you like me, I guess. And let me know how your 2025 went in the comments if you want to. I'll see you guys in the next one.